Start recording muna. Okay, so today is May 6. Abuan.
Present, sir.
Aguilar.
Present, sir.
Bakani.
Present, sir.
Balsita.
Present, sir.
Bergantin.
Present, sir.
Duque.
Present, sir.
Gallegos.
Present, sir.
Gauna.
Present, sir.
Go.
Present, sir.
Agoot. Agoot. Absent. Hidalgo.
Present, sir.
Jose. Absent. Manalon. Absent. Mendoza.
Present, sir.
Mercado.
Present, sir.
Orpilia.
Sir, present.
Pimentel.
Sir, present.
Rimorin.
Present, sir.
Surel. Absent. Balobar.
Present, sir.
Kalika.
Present, sir.
Corpus. Reggie Corpus. Absent. Dacumus.
Present, sir.
Gapi.
Present, sir.
Carianto. Wala. Lasaga.
Present, sir.
Leonin.
Present, sir.
Malikis.
Present, sir.
Obra.
Sir, present, Obra.
Tabapunda.
Present, sir.
Present. Okay, so let's go now to our Google Classroom. So in our Google Classroom, midterm activities. Okay, so for example, this one with database, create module. So 24 turn in and 6 ang hindi pa nakapag-submit ng kanilang activity. Anyway, si Romarin, Bergantin, sino yun? Sir, present. Corpus. Okay, Corpus Reggie. Present. Okay, so let me remind you about our activities. So for example, here in our Google Classroom, we have how many activities? For the midterm, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 activities. Okay. First one, we have the database, create module, 24 turn in. Okay, so titignan ko lahat yan later on. Balsita, Bergantin, Go, Agoot, Manalon, Rimurin, hindi nyo pa nisubmit yung activity nyo for part 3. Part 4, update module, pang 7 hindi pa nakapag-submit. Balsita, Bergantin, Go, Agoot, Manalon, Malikes, and Rimurin for the update module. Now for the delete module, activity 7. Ayan, pare-pareho lang. Palsita, Bergantin, Go, Hago at Manalon, Malikes, and Rimurin. Anong balak ninyo sa buhay ninyo? And read module. So bagay, ito naman, the deadline of this activity will be tomorrow until 12:59 in the evening. Okay? So take note, yung mga late submission of the activities, there will be a deduction. So may minus points siya. Okay, so this week is our midterm exam week. Midterm exam. So I will create an assignment. So the deadline of this exam will be next week, Friday. So, saan na yung midterm exam? Yun, midterm exam. Title. Midterm exam. Initial address, add the link, then instruction. So this will be your exam. I want you to create. Pause ko muna. Assign. I forgot to put the rubric. Copy link address, inuubo pa. Okay, so for the midterm exam, same. This will be our rubric. Rubric. The link. Midterm exam post. Rubric. The link. Topic midterm exam. Okay, so anyway, section 1 rubric. This will be your rubric. Midterm exam muna. So you will be creating, and so you will create a program that will compute for the total. I mean parang total naman to be paid sana, pero anyway, total sale. So we have the following data. We have the product name, the price, and then the quantity, and then compute for sino yung hindi naka-unmute, total or the subtotal, and then compute for the total. So for example here, ito na yung example. Yan. So same, we have the create module, read module, update module, and delete module. Okay, so for example, for the meantime, 2 products lang muna. So for example, product name, t-shirt and pants. Price of t-shirt is 150. Quantity is 4. So 150 times 4, that is 600. Then pants, 500. Quantity 3. So 500 times 3, that is 1,500. So total amount to be paid will be 2,100 once you click the compute button. So take note na you have to add the navigation bar. So this will be your navigation bar. You have to have the create module, read module, update module, and delete module. Okay, so yun. So these are the inputs: product name, price, quantity. Now there are some students who are asking me what are the columns or attributes in your database. So for me as a programmer, the column names, what are the columns? So localhost, phpMyAdmin. Let's go now to our database. For example, here the student DB, we have table name information. We have the following columns: this one, the ID, first name, and last name. Now for the for your exam, for me, the ID is optional. If you want to put the ID, then it's okay. And but it is a good practice for programmers to have an ID, because this will be the unique identification of the record, or they call it the primary key. So take note, dapat in every record there should be a unique data. Okay, so for example, this one, ID, the ID is unique, so it's up to you if you want to make it auto increment. For me, I make it auto increment, and that is my primary key. Okay, now we have the following other columns: first name and last name. But in our activity, in your exam, you have the product name, price, and quantity. Now, will you consider that you will add another column for the total, and even the this is our subtotal and our total in your database? For me, no. Kasi what is important in your database is just only the inputs. Okay? Input lang, product name, price, quantity. You don't need these details, kasi once you retrieve, okay, once you retrieve this one, or if you want to update, okay, or read or retrieve the data, then it based from your program, automatic computed na siya. But it's up to you as a programmer if you want to put also the total and then the subtotal, kasi that will be subject to data integrity later on. Ano yung data integrity? Data integrity later on, kasi if you want to update this transaction, kapag in-update mo tong transaction na to, and then you put the quantity 5, and then hindi na siya correct yung output, kasi 150 times 5, that is not equal to 600, di ba? Hindi naman na sa 600. So that means na merong error sa output. Okay, so that's why we are not putting that in our database, but rather upon retrieving, pag ni-retrieve mo na yung data from your database, then your program should compute automatically the total. Okay, so like I said, it's up to you as a programmer if you want to put this in your column or not. Yun lang. By the way, okay, yun, na-discuss ko naman na how to compute, di ba, yung mathematical operators natin and so on. So yun lang. So do you have any question regarding in your exam, or even in our activities? None? Okay, some of students are having problems with their codes. Okay, ganito siya. Pakita ko lang in your SQL, in your database kasi, for example here, we have the SQL command, and then let's open Sublime. Let's talk about the query. Kung minsan kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng problema sa query, so this is the query. Iwan ko lang ng PHP para may kulay. Okay. So this is my query. What is wrong about this query? If this is your query, if this is the format of your query, then no error will show or display in your web page, but rather it will not save. Hindi siya magsisave sa database ninyo. Why? Because go to your SQL, go to your insert, just copy this one. Okay, copy. Ayaw, Control C, copy, and then I'll paste it here. So this is the correct query. Insert into information. Don't forget we have the single quote and single quote. Here you have insert into, but in your table name you have only one single quote, pero dapat meron siyang double single quote. Okay? Bakit nagkakaroon ng problema? If you send this code, okay, for example this one, if you want to try, if you copy this code and then send it to your friend through Messenger, there will be an error. There will be some characters that will not be recognized. Hindi mare-recognize. Parang me as the instructor, I know na hindi, parang galing sa iba yung codes niya. Nahalata. Okay, so let me remind you when it comes to programming and codes, and take note na ang Messenger, that is also a program. Kung galing siya sa program at nilagyan nyo siya ng command or query or programming language command, there are some characters that will not be recognized. Ginagamit din nila to as hacking. Yung codes, ginagamit nila to for hacking, most especially na those systems or applications na mababa yung security niya. Okay, yun. But I think Messenger is more secured now, kasi if you put this line of code, if you want to try it, tatry ko ba? Anilo ko itatry? Basta yun na. Okay, like for example this one na lang, ayan, ayan. If you send this code, okay, there are some characters na mawawala. For example yan, nawala na. Okay, so if in case na your code is from your friend, your comrade, so on, your classmate, you have to double check also your code. You have to double check yung mga special characters, so on, kasi yun nga, sinabi ko nga na there are some special characters that will be removed na send through Messenger. Yun lang, just only information, FYI, for your information. Okay, sir present. Karyanto present, sir. Karyanto. Karyanto, sino pa? Karyanto present, sir. Manalon.
Present, sir. Present.
Manalon present. Nakashare ba yung screen ko? O, tama, nakashare. And then
Sir, present. Jose.
Jose present. And Mr. Abuan present naman. Sabi ni Mr. Abuan, di daw makakapasok si Allen kasi
Libing daw ng lola niya, sir.
okay,
Napasang.
living ng lola niya. Living. Okay. Typographical error, living. Okay. Sige. Si Allen. Sige. Open ko na lang excuse si Allen. Allen
Hagoot, sir.
Hagoot. Okay. Excuse. Okay, so do you have any question? None in your exam. So this is your exam and this will be the rubric. Let me discuss muna yung rubric. Program execution and correct output. Kapag tama yung output, tama yung mga inputs, and then you will get at 20 points. Design and output, kapag meron kayong design na nilagay doon, so that is 10 points. Pero pag ito naman is exceed in my expectation. Ito naman 7, with regards to your design, kapag in-expect ko na ganyan yung output niya. So, or yun yung design niya. So, 7 points lang. Now, for the standard, this is your command, your source code o yung code. Sublime. Ano yung code? Okay, so for example, this one, yung code na to, meron siyang mga something, ang tawag nito, indention. So, pag meron mga indention at maganda yung format niya, nagustuhan ko yung format ng indentions niya, then you will get 10 points. Pero kung one line lang siya, nakaganyan lang lahat, pag nakaganyan lang lahat yan, okay, straight lang siya, then you will get 7 or 4 points. Okay, ito yung standard. Yan. Yung mga variable names, kapag pangit yung variable names, for example, ang ginamit mo lang na variable is xyz, diba, parang pangit. Yan. Mas okay pa to, fname, sname, fname. Okay, mga variable names, methods, kapag meron kayong gumamit kayo ng methods, and indentions. Yan. Okay, so that is your rubric na gagamitin natin. Okay, so if you don't have any question with regards to your exam, take note in your midterm exam, final term project na tayo, you will be creating your own system na, and then like I said during the prelim, there will be a joint project. So if you have a subject, platform-based development 3, mobile and information management 1, you will be having one project for those subjects. Okay, so gagawa kayo ng web application in this subject, integrative and programming technologies. Okay, and then you will create also a platform-based mobile application. You will be creating a mobile application with your system. Okay, so meron tayong web application, and then meron kayong mobile application, and then as well as that is connected to one database. Isa lang ang database niya, hindi ibig sabihin na iba yung database nyo for the mobile, iba din yung database nyo dun sa integrative and programming technologies. So, yun. Okay? Kapag nag-send si web application ng data in your database, then makikita din sa mobile application. Kasi isa lang naman ang database niya. Okay, so yun lang. Okay, so yun lang. So, do you have any question? Last.